Today, we're breaking down the upcoming clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis from the perspective of an MMA fan. And we are confident that Chimaev will step into the cage with the best version of himself yet, showing major improvements, especially in his cardio. So buckle up, hit that like and subscribe button, and get ready for the 5 key reasons why the Chechen Wolf will conquer the reigning champion with his 5 deadliest weapons.
Perfect.
We all know this fight is almost certain to go to the ground, most likely as early as the first round. Khamzat is notorious for going straight for the takedown the moment the bell rings, and I believe he will do the same against Dricus du Plessis. We can all agree that Chimaev has a clear and overwhelming advantage here. He even recently submitted Robert Whittaker in the very first round. When it comes to du Plessis, I have concerns about his ability on the ground. Many people seem to underestimate this aspect, assuming Dricus can survive simply because he's physically tough, big, and strong. But when we're talking about his technical skills and grappling exchanges, I'm not convinced he can handle Chimaev's pressure even from round 1. Looking at their shared opponent, Robert Whittaker, du Plessis was easily taken down via double leg straight into back control. Now imagine Khamzat doing the same. The difference in wrestling quality between Whittaker and Chimaev is massive, and we've already seen what happened when Khamzat faced Whittaker. Dricus has never fought a wrestling specialist like Chimaev. In terms of pure technical ability, defending submissions, or scrambling back to his feet, I don't see Dricus being any different from the other fighters Khamzat has dominated. Personally, I even trust Kamaru Usman's ground defense more than du Plessis's. Unfortunately, many are relying solely on Dricus' physical strength. But here's the reality. I actually believe Chimaev has the physical edge over Dricus. For the first time in his career, Dricus will face an opponent who is physically superior. In almost every previous fight, Dricus was the bigger, stronger man. Look at his fight with Sean Strickland. He looked stronger. Even against Israel Adesanya, who's fast and powerful, Izzy didn't have the grappling threat and wasn't as durable as Dricus. Dricus also seemed to hit harder. Before that, he fought Whittaker, who was much smaller physically. This means that throughout his MMA career, Dricus has almost always enjoyed a side and strength advantage. But Khamzat is one of the most physically dominant fighters in the middleweight division. He's big, powerful, and possibly even stronger than Dricus. We've seen Khamzat drop opponents with a single shot at 185. He manhandled Whittaker like a ragdoll, something neither Strickland nor Adesanya could do. So in my view, Dricus will not have a physical advantage here. The only possible edge he might have is in cardio. Reason number 5, wrestling domination. The first 5 minutes of a Chimaev fight are pure chaos. He comes forward immediately, shoots for takedowns, takes the back, and rains down vicious strikes. Dricus sometimes fights awkwardly and a little wild in these positions. This will be his toughest test. Chimaev isn't just another fighter, he's a Category 5 hurricane, a natural disaster that strikes in the opening round with one mission: destruction. His takedowns aren't just technical, they're savage, relentless, and predatory. The mat is his hunting ground, and he is the apex predator. Look at how he dismantled Robert Whittaker, a former world champion with elite striking and world-class takedown defense. Whittaker could hang with Olympic wrestlers like Yoel Romero, yet against Chimaev, he looked like a lamb before a wolf. His jaw was broken, his will shattered. Once Chimaev secured a dominant position, the finish came swiftly, brutally, and inevitably. Reason number 4, freakish physical strength. Chimaev's strength is almost unnatural, like volcanic power that ignores weight classes. He carried it from welterweight to middleweight and somehow became even stronger. You see it in his takedowns, in the way he clamps onto opponents like a python, and in his striking power. Against Whittaker, he looked physically superior despite moving up in weight. Rob has been a true middleweight for years, yet Chimaev made him look powerless, and that's no small feat. Compare that to former Division I FC champion Rainier de Ridder, who couldn't dominate physically like that in the UFC. This proves Chimaev's strength is on another level. When he pinned you to the mat, it doesn't matter if you're a middleweight, light heavyweight, or bigger, you're going down. He's in the best shape of his life, and while Plessis is strong as a tank, Chimaev's strength may simply be too much to handle, especially in grappling and exchanges. If that happens, it's good night, Dricus. Reason number 3, surgical striking. Chimaev's strikes aren't just punches, they're a mix of discipline and destruction. While his background is primarily wrestling, when he throws, he does it with precision, range control, and the composure of a seasoned striker. In contrast, Plessis' stand-up style tends to be chaotic and unpredictable, relying on improvisation, wild swings, and raw energy. It works until it doesn't, especially against a composed, calculating fighter like Chimaev. The constant takedown threat will also weigh heavily on Dricus' mind, breaking his rhythm and forcing him to hesitate. He won't be able to throw freely knowing Chimaev can shoot at any moment. This mental pressure gives Chimaev the opening to land clean shots, and 2 or 3 clean shots might be all he needs to hurt, follow up, and finish. Reason number 2, mental warfare. Chimaev's confidence isn't just self-belief, it's a weapon. His charisma, fearlessness, and willingness to engage create a dominant aura in every press conference, stare down, and fight. He gets inside his opponent's heads before the cage even closes. This isn't to say Plessis is mentally weak. He's tough and self-assured. But the pressure of fight week, the media, the mind games, and the expectations will weigh on him. Once Chimaev takes control inside the cage, his own confidence will surge, while doubts may begin to creep into Dricus' mind. And that's when Chimaev will strike hardest. Chimaev brings back an excitement the division has been missing, an aura we last saw with Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. With all due respect to Sean or Plessis, they haven't shown that same presence. Reason number 1, hunger for the belt. This is Chimaev's most dangerous weapon, his obsession with the title. He has chased this belt for years, overcoming injuries, illness, and setbacks. Yet here he is, undefeated, ferocious, and laser-focused. This isn't just an opportunity, it's destiny. Chimaev doesn't just want the belt, he needs it. And when a fighter reaches that level of obsession, they train harder, fight meaner, and push themselves further than anyone else. He's walking into this fight as if it's the only chance he'll ever get in his life. Plessis, on the other hand, has already reached the mountaintop. He's fighting to keep something, not to seize it. And that mindset is different. That difference often decides fights. Chimaev's hunger fuels extra stamina, extra mental toughness, and extra brutality, enough to dethrone any champion. Final thoughts. Put these 5 elements together: elite wrestling, freakish strength, surgical striking, mental dominance, and an unshakable hunger for gold, and you have a nightmare matchup for Dricus du Plessis. Chimaev is a once-in-a-generation talent. He's here to take over. This fight is going to be spectacular. But what do you think? Drop your predictions below. Will Chimaev rise to the throne, or will Plessis shock the world once again?